Hello to my Libras. Okay, this is a bonus video for you all. So we're going to get into it. So this is kind of going to give you a recap of the first video that we had, because it sounded like, and I went back to listen to part of it. So the numbers were 451 and 999, right? So start packing, get ready for your dream home. And so sort of a recap of that is like, look for signs. Usually when you're getting signs from your from angels, you'll start seeing synchronicities of things all around you. You know, so whatever you're paying attention to most, really, you know, you'll get signs everywhere. And so start paying attention to signs all around you, because Source is trying to get signs to you, whatever it is you're looking for. It looks like you're trying to go to closing or something, whether you're going to closing on a house or like closing out something in your personal and possibly your personal and your professional life, possibly. Sometimes you're trying to create space, because the moon moved from Cancer into Leo. So when the moon moves from Cancer, since Cancer is ruled by the moon, you feel super creative, right? Super creative. So whatever it is you're trying to create, whether you're trying to create space to apply for a new job or whatever you're using your creative time for, but then your confidence level gets you become a little bit more confident when the moon moves through Leo. So the moon is in Leo. So let's see. I am safe and protected. Yeah, I am safe and protected. So that's where you are. You're safe and protected. So this is going to be the second part of this. Right? This is the second part of this. Let's see. This is the second part of your reading. Second part of your reading. So the numbers were 451 and 999. So like I said, 9 is a creative number. And so you're determined to create, I guess, in 3 parts of your life. Healthy work life. So start thinking in terms of that. So if you're trying to close on a home, or you're trying to close on like a new job or something like that, think in those terms and look for signs around you, especially like when you're thinking in terms of creativity. Know that you have ancestors' support, because that was kind of like what the end of the reading was about, is like you have a lot of ancestral support. You have a lot of air in your cards. I feel like somebody could be a bit of an overthinker, and you could have a lot of voices around you talking about a lot of things, and their voices may not be the highest frequency. On the low side of Libra, some people could be indecisive. They may not know how to use their creativity for the best. So it could cause you to vibrate low. They could be in survival mode, right? And they could put you in survival mode. So some of them could come, like half of them can come off as shady, even though they could be like kind of joking about it, and it can make you feel unsafe and unprotected. So you got to be real careful, because remember, Libra is, even though the energy is directed outward, you're ruled by a feminine planet. So the energy, that part is a receiver, right? So if you're around energies that come across as meek, but they could be meek, but their delivery could be sort of shady. You got to be very protective of your energy. So, and these are energies that's physically around you right now. Physically around you right now. So, like I said, just know that source. So somebody could be moving. You could be moving. So, you know, it could be kind of a quick move. So, and it could be a wish fulfilled for you. So just be mindful of all of the energies that's around you. Somebody could be going through like what's called a solar return, where something, while you're moving, you could have a lot of voices around you. And that's what I saw, a lot of air in your cards. A lot of air is a lot of voices, a lot of communication going on. Remember, we started out this cycle in Gemini. New moon in Gemini, we're coming up on Tuesday we have first quarter moon in Virgo. We're not talking about any Geminis or any Virgos that you know, okay? Just so we're crystal clear. Gemini and Virgo are both ruled by Mercury. Mercury is the messenger planet, the communication and messenger planet, but it's also the knowledge and learning planet. And so this could be you. Remember, it's genderless in tarot. So this could be you, whether you're a man or woman, it doesn't really matter. Source is saying you want to be emotionally mature enough, no matter how people are communicating around you, is to like really keep your cool. Like whatever people are saying, like people are saying, oh, you were bullied, you know, out of the job, or you were bullied out of such and such. Like if people are saying, well, you know how people talk around people, you know, and why you got to move out of the job so fast, and you know, you gave the job the 2 weeks notice, you know, that kind of stuff. You know how people say stuff. They got to add their 2 cents to something. Like if it's a job, for instance, and you gave somebody your 2 week notice. Like sometimes when you give a job a 2 week notice, even though you're very responsible on the job may say, hey, even though you gave them 2 weeks notice, oh no, we'll go ahead and pay you for the 2 weeks. You can go ahead and leave today, right? Well, why would they rush you off the job? You're not trying to hear all of that conversation. You know, it's already, you know, stressful enough, right? Or somebody could be saying, well, why are you talking about somebody else? Just being shady about something, right? Just being shady about something else. Saying somebody's lying about something, or, you know, why is somebody moving so fast? I mean, just, you know, why is somebody always moving? They must be something going on. People just being shady about this and that. But anyway, Source is saying you're safe and protected. That's what you have in common with people who like to talk about people behind their backs. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That sword is air. And with Libra rules 7th house, and 7th house is about relationships in your personal and your professional life. That scale is holding, that sword is holding 2 scales, that those 2 bowls, that justice, and justice being blind. Sometimes you're blindsided by people who stab you in the back, the same energies that you've had their back. People that you would have their back, whether you find out they don't have yours. Source is saying to you, you are safe and protected. You know that the great I am, Source inside of you, is you safe and protected. That's what Source is trying to tell you. It's having the confidence, the faith, this is spirituality, that no matter how quickly you move on, you're safe and protected. This is the confidence that you have. You're safe and protected. And that's what Source is trying to tell you, is that for you, your wishes are being fulfilled. This is what you prayed for, to be able to move on quickly. This is something that you prayed for. This is your wishes being fulfilled. And, you know, you're moving on to that. So no matter how meek and mild somebody may sound or whatever, or how shady people are that's like right there with you, or you saying you're bullied, whatever, it doesn't even really matter what people are saying. A lot of people have heard the same thing. Same old thing from the same kind of family members. And I'm talking about work family members, whatever. The same energies. See this V right here? Same energies like to keep people apart. Same type of energies like to keep people apart in the workplace. Like this right here. This group of people like to take this group of people to lunch at work. This group of people like to go to lunch with this group of people at work. Because these people in the middle like to be in the middle. They like to be the ones to know this group of people's business and this group of people's business. Same thing. I mean, honestly, it really happens in almost every workplace. I feel like I'm talking to somebody about somebody's job. It's a type of a spirit we're talking about. I feel like we're talking about a certain type of a spirit. It's a divisive spirit. It likes to divide energies. And we're talking about in the physical realm. We're talking about lower chakras here. This is lower chakras here. So when I tell you that somebody is safe and protected, somebody was overthinking something. Somebody was really, really overthinking something. Somebody was really overthinking something, right? So to start at number 5, this is you, what you have in common. To start at number 5, when you start at number 5, this is, reading between the lines. This is like reading between the lines. This is, again, what you have in common with somebody. The illustrator on this card right here, this is blood on the card. This illustrator on the card. You could work on a job and put your blood, sweat, and tears into something that you're working on the job. Again, and move on, put your 2-week notice on the job, and they still say, okay, no, thank you for putting your 2-week notice in, but you can go ahead and leave. Oh, okay, we'll pay you for the 2 weeks. Hey, not a problem. Okay, they're gonna pay you for the 2 weeks. Hey, okay. Well, let me start packing my stuff up and go on then. Right? Yeah. So 5 and 6 is 11. You just quietly just move on. This is what you have in common with other people. You just quietly move on. You just quietly move on. You just quietly move on. And that's it. Right? Because in all of this, somebody felt worthless. In all of this, somebody felt worthless. It looks like because you hold the key to your vault door. You hold the key to your vault door. So that's what I saw in someone's first reading here. It's never by coincidence, and I said this in another reading when the microphone goes off. It's not even by coincidence. That's why I always press through even when the microphone goes off, because while people are like, oh my God, the mic went off, the devil is it. I'm not giving the devil any, airtime. I just go back in and record, right? You hold the key. You hold the key to your vault door. You hold the key to your vault door. Really. It's not even by coincidence. It's not by coincidence. You hold the key to your vault door. You know your worth and your value. You hold the key to your vault door. You have to know the spirit behind it. You have to know the spirit behind it, because you'll have a lot of instigators in your ear. You have a lot of instigators in your ear about a lot of things. So it's just saying, I see you praying and meditating, moving forward as you're moving on from something. You're praying and meditating, moving forward. There's 2 energies behind something, right? There's 2 energies that's behind something. And when you pray and meditate, Source will show you exactly what energies are behind it. But first somebody has to get away from all the noise. First somebody has to get away from all the noise. There's a karmic couple that is behind it, and a karmic couple means that somebody has not resolved their anger issues. It's like it sits right up into their breastplate, that solar plexus. It's like you're dealing with 2 teenagers who are always in competition. But it's like in their spirit, they're always in this competition mode. Like they're always in one-up mode. So you say, you walked. Let's say, for instance, you say you had to walk, 5 miles to school. Oh no. That wasn't far enough as far as they're concerned. You walk 5 miles to school. No. They had to walk 20 miles to school, and they had holes in the bottom of their shoes, and they're it's for them. It was anything. You walked up a hill. They walked up Mount Everest. I mean, it's beyond a one-up. We've all worked with people like that. No matter what you did, they had to one-up something, right? Everything is a competition, right? But it's always to make you look like you weren't doing enough. So we've all worked with those types of energy. So anyways, the Source is saying to you, there's like a whole lot of energy that was put into something. So anyway, and that's just some energy, some people's spirit. So, yeah, somebody's over the mind games. It's all an effort to make somebody feel worthless. Best thing you can do, like for those type of energies, like I said, pray for them, for real. And, you know, they baited two people into something. Looking at the cards here. Yeah. Karmic couple doesn't have to be as a man and a woman. Remember, this is one person. This is Gemini. We're not talking about any Geminis, just so we're crystal clear. But Jim, this is one person, right? This is a duality of one person, of everybody, right? So everybody has a, Gemini rules third house. Everybody has a third house in their birth chart. Gemini rules third house. But somebody's been like this ever since they were, you know, younger. Like Leo's rule fifth house, right? And so somebody thinks, you know, somebody thinks like this. These two energies right here think, oh, this is all fun and games. I think it's all fun and games. So these are the type of, whoever these energies are, they'll do something. They'll take something too far and be like, you know, snicker about it and say, oh, I was just kidding. I was just joking. But really not. You know, they weren't really joking and playing. So usually people will, you know, after they do whatever deed they do, and people move on with their lives after they, you know, made somebody feel worthless, you know, behind somebody's back. And people don't want to be bothered anymore. Like I said before, you just move on. So a tower is coming. So you're in a very vulnerable space. Looking at your cards here, you're in a very vulnerable space, and but the tower is coming down on these energies. So Source got you out of the way just in time to protect your energy, because these energies, these two energies, they put a lot of energy into. This is sort of like a humiliation ritual, you know, just to humiliate people, bullying, you know, just. You know, leaving people out of stuff, trying to make people feel bad, just real cold-hearted. So, okay. Want to put people on center stage. You know, everything is all fun and games. So, ooh. Somebody has a tambourine in their hand on this right here. But yeah, something about somebody saying, oh, this is lit. Yeah, but somebody got somebody to move, you know, somebody got somebody to move real fast. They did something, they baited somebody into something. You know, they got two people to do something. They baited two people into doing something. They thought this was all fun and games. You know, they felt like they were jumping out of a treasure chest. Anyway, like I said, it's all fun and games. But here's the tower. Yeah, so Source is saying that you're safe and protected. Coming through something. You're, like I said, here we have Queen of Cups here. You're learning how to pour into yourself. What you're taking with you are, you know, just kind of sort of nostalgic memories. But something about this. So the Six of Cups connects us with Scorpio. We're not talking about any Scorpios that you know. Scorpio rules 8th house. Right? So when I'm reading cards, I'm reading like the houses. So everybody has an 8th house. Source was trying to get you away from something to break some kind of a karmic cycle and break a chain. And this is why Source is saying once you get to safety, like once you get away from the foolishness you'll be able to see something very, very clearly, whoever you are. You'll be able to see something very, very clearly. Like once you get out in the fresh air, out in the sunlight, that sun cleansing, you'll start to see something very, very clearly. Something very, very clearly about something. You'll see something very, very clearly. Here we have high priestess. That someone is a light high priestess. It's almost like some energies were threatened by your intuition. Like saying, whoever you are, some energies were really, really threatened by your divine feminine energy, how quickly things came to you in certain presence. And it's how it feels like for a lot of people who rely on their gifts, their spiritual gifts. The shade, the, feeling like, and how quickly people were drawn to your, whoever you are. You got to remember, whoever you are, Libras, man, woman, it doesn't really matter who you are. You're ruled by Venus. Venus is a feminine planet, and Venus is everywhere. Venus is in art, music, aesthetics. It's all over. You all draw inspiration of aesthetically beautiful things. Everywhere you go, you can't help it. You all have an eye for everything beautiful, aesthetically pleasing. Like you can look at colors, like, and just pick out whatever, and you're gonna put it together very nicely. You have an ear for things, an eye for things, because that is Venus. That you find beauty in everything. You go outside, you look at, flowers. You're just inspired creatively by it. Listen to music. That's just how you all are wired. Your energy is directed outward as an air sign, but you're ruled by a feminine planet. The dark side of that, and you all are a relationship sign. So usually you all have a best friend or in a relationship or whatever. But what Source is trying to help you all to recognize is that you all rule 7th house. And if you don't recognize very early on the beauty in your polarity sign, which is Aries, which rules 1st house, is to learn how to be independent, that you'll miss secret enemies. You'll miss it. Of who is a secret enemy, who could be a secret enemy. And first you could be a secret enemy to self if you stay in relationships with people who see you as less than, for your gender, for your skin color, for your preference, whatever your preference is, for your religious beliefs or whatever. You end up being your own worst enemy. So once somebody passed through those doors, whatever it is you're leaving, whether it's a house, a job, friendship, whatever you pass through those doors and you go out in the fresh air and that sun hits you, that sunlight hits you, it's a cleansing. Like sunbathing, that air hits you, even though it's not fresh air. It's like it's cleansing by air, cleansing by the sun. I can't even say fresh air, but y'all get the point. You're cleansing by the elements, right? That's when it's going to start to hit somebody. It's just like how polluted somebody was being in an environment. And that's how you're going to realize just how safe and protected you are. You've always been. You were just in an environment that you just, and how, you've always been safe and protected. So what kind of sort of rounded out in this video, which I was saying in your previous video, is that someone had an ancestor, and it could be several ancestors, that for you, I saw a baton in a previous video where somebody was throwing up a baton, like somebody has a very free spirit, and somebody had an ancestor that had a kind of a quiet but strong presence that was like your biggest cheerleader when they were on this side, physically in the physical sense. They are still your biggest cheerleader on the other side. So when you're closing out cycles in your life, and they're trying to, whether it's closing out a house or closing out, if you're in the legal job or whatever you do, whatever kind of job you have, and you're looking for something in the physical realm to inspire you, that energy is still cheering you on. That energy is still your biggest cheerleader. Like they'll sit there, you know, and that's what I was saying in your previous video. Is like somebody is still sitting there, kind of cool, calm, and collected still, but you know, you can see that they will just sit there as this, almost like a strong tower, you know, like they're a strong tower. Like everything else could be falling. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh my goodness. It's interesting that the tower came out in this video because it didn't come out in the previous video, Libra. But their energy, literally all heck could be breaking loose around them or in your life. And that's what it's like. That's the energy that they're trying to send to you. Is like, it could seem like everything is just like falling apart. You could feel like, oh my God, what is going to come next? But they are that strong tower, you know, for you to just say, you're victorious. Something is being sped up for you. Just move on. Just go. This basically they're saying, just go with source's flow. Just move on. You are safe and you're protected. You know, the quicker you move on from this, the sooner that tower can fall on whomever. Because they try to make you look like a complete fool. You know, like somebody was trying to make you look like a complete fool. These two energies were trying to make you look like a complete fool. But you're the one that hit the jackpot. You're the one that look like you're the one that hit the jackpot. So, but yeah. So here we have 5 of Pentacles here. So here we have the King of Pentacles here. And then Ace of Pentacles here. So, and then we have the King of Cups here. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know who you are, but I mean, it doesn't even really matter who you are, but you have 2 energies. There was 2 energies who just like, I really don't even know how to describe these. I really don't. But you're safe and protected. That's all I can tell you. Sometimes source will hurry up and push you out of the way. It's not like, you know what I'm saying, not like physically push you out of the way. Y'all know what I mean. But source will hurry you along. Like source will give you an opportunity. Like, I feel like whoever these energies were, Libra, whoever you are, and I'm talking to you wherever Libra is in your birth chart, and so wherever Libra is in your birth chart, it's almost like these energies were doing whatever they could to kind of like block every station point for you. Like, see this right here, and you kept being enlightened at every point. You kept being enlightened. See this torch. You kept being enlightened. You just said, you know what? Let me just move on. That's you. You like, let me just move on. And source says, let me speed this up for you. Let me speed this up for you. Because you had some idea, like, you know, who's behind what. So source said, let me open this door for you. Let me just open the door for you. Let me open the door for you. Let me just speed up the process. So you're safe and protected. You're safe and protected. And so the best thing for you to do as a prayer warrior is just to start thanking source for real stuff, because you really don't know. It's like somebody is, oh, this is what it's called, like, you know, like blind justice, like blind faith. I guess that's what it's called. Like, you know, the Lady of Justice, I think is what it's called. She had on like blindfolds or whatever. This what this is, like just blind faith. This is like you're walking by faith and not by sight. So you just thanking source. You're really just thanking source. Ace of Cups. That's what I'm saying, like somebody just creating something. Like I'm seeing some kind of proposal coming across your path, some kind of new feeling. Somebody could be getting married. I mean, spirituality, like you're creating some kind of room for some new spirituality, some kind of intuition. You're feeling like you're trusting your intuition from now on. But yeah, somebody is just basically saying in your first video, they have your back. They always had your back. You waited for somebody else to have your back. You felt very much like you were just by yourself. And they were like, you were never alone. You were never alone. You were just being drained, being around a bunch of energy vampires. You were just pouring and pouring and pouring, helping everybody else grow everything else. And now it's time for you to just save all of that for you. So pour into yourself. So you can continue being meek as a lamb and let source fight your battles. Just pray. Just pray. You're light high priestess. So you're safe and protected. Yeah. Go buy an animal or something, or don't. Go outside. You know, you can see the animals outside. But anyway, that's what I have for you. But hopefully this is helpful. I tried to do a recap for you all since the video went out. I'll try to change the title of the first one just to say, you know, if the video goes out, then I did a recap of the second one. I'm quite sure people will still add a comment, but that's okay too. That's okay too. Yeah. Self-love. Let the wall that separates me from my own vulnerable inner child fall. I long to take care of myself like never before. And that's what I'm saying. I really see you really pouring into you. I feel like you're going to be inspired to really just pour into you, because you've been pouring into so many people for so long. I mean, just my goodness, somebody has just been so nurturing to everybody else for so long. Like, it's just like, I'm surprised you even I feel like somebody need to let whoever think whatever at this point. I'm not even trying to be funny, but whoever's coming into your chapter, into your life at this point, they're going to think whatever. They're going to think that you're spoiled, or that, like, gosh, you're selfish or whatever. They're going to think whatever. But if people knew your backstory of how much you poured into people, if people knew, really, if they knew, and how many mind games people, just you and somebody else, and how worthless people try to make you feel, and how many mind games. You could literally write a book of how much you poured into helping everybody else create something. So, listen, send them this video. Here we have Don't Hide. Dare to dream big. Remind yourself that everything is possible. Don't hide your talents and abilities, but use them to build your world. That's right, your world. You decide. When you give yourself freely, you expand your energy. If you only give to get, it will feel like a burden or drain. Be genuine, give from your heart. And that's what I feel like. I feel like somebody has been giving from their heart, and people have just been taking. Like, I mean, rejuvenate yourselves. So, yourself. Know your limits and allow them to guide you. Limitations can teach you to take better care of yourself. You have full permission to rest and say no. Yeah, somebody just has not just. So many people are so used to coming to you and you just saying yes, 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 yes. I feel like somebody has just been nurturing everybody. That's what I feel like. That's what I'm saying. I don't know who you are, but I feel like you've just been nurturing everybody. It's just time to say no. Just no. No, no, no. Just put one big no sign. Just wear a no t-shirt. Just get a whole bunch of no t-shirts made up on the front and on the back. And get a no hat to match. So if they ask a question, before you ask, the answer is no. That's what your t-shirt said. Well, gosh, I haven't even asked the question yet. I know. I've been doing stuff for so long. I've been doing stuff in my past life. In my next 10 lives, the answer is just no. It's just, it's just no. Don't mean to sound rude, but the answer is no. So, anyway, I'm just kidding. So, but anyway, that's what I have for you. But yeah, you somebody is definitely creating some new. It's just a new you. It's a new you on the other side, and you're divinely protected. But you've gone through enough darkness. Looking at you, so this brought you to the light side of things. Something has definitely brought you to the light side of things. Somebody just needed to learn how to go with source's flow. For real. Somebody need to learn how to go with Most High God's flow. That's it. And now you feel like you jumped out of a treasure chest. There it is. All right. Bye.